Kotl ban, there's a Bounty Hunter ban coming from Vp.Prodigy. They're not messing around. They're just banning out these heroes that NIP has still to lose a game with. NIP still have that Meepo option perhaps later on, but they open up with a Pango.
And Vp.Prodigy taking a cue from the VP playbook. Pick our offlaner Centaur as soon as we can. Rezo posted a poll on Twitter. What hero will I play next? Centaur, Warrunner, Centaur, Warrunner, or something else? I think.
Or Centaur Warrunner.
Something. Maybe. Who knows? You get the gist of it.
Even though Vp.Prodigy, they say that they have no connections with the main team, right? They do kind of follow the same textbook when it comes to these drafts and the strategy and the way they draft even. So
yeah, they go for comfort picks. They don't flex too much. They know what they want to play. They go for simple drafts and then they just execute them well, and that's how they win their games.
But look at that first ban from NIP as well that we didn't mention. That axe.
Yeah, that's respect right there.
That's respect, man, from both of these teams. And these captains aren't messing around. They're just banning out the comfort zones. They understand that that's where these players will shine no matter what you put against them. And
I mean, Vp.Prodigy saw what happened to Hellraisers, who were first in their group. They're eliminated because they didn't respect NIP. So I think this is the better way to go, definitely.
It's interesting as well to see just the importance of momentum in the Dota scene, where Hellraisers start off hot and immediately flame out of the tournament. Vp.Prodigy, I think, dropped their opening 2 series or 2 out of 3, and now suddenly are on a tear.
But I can really imagine Roger and the way he fits the team, the way he makes the atmosphere in the team. That I can really see him dropping out quickly out of a tournament after winning so hard. You know, he's like, he's chilling. It's relax, boys. We got this. We topped our group. We don't have to ban out
and
Meepo.
What happens when he's out?
Don't ban out the Meepo. We're gonna counter it. This happens.
Yeah, but what happens when he's out? Is he still chill?
No, of course not. Are you chill after you top a group and then you are pretty much out of the tournament in one day?
Sorry.
Yeah, I mean, a double save picked up by Vp.Prodigy already, and can expect them to pick more of a flex core. Troll is still in the pool, I do believe. Indeed, it is.
I just love these 2 openers and how they match up in the current meta. On one side you have the Rubik and the Pango, on the other you have the Shadow Demon and the Centaur. I've seen this play out many times, and Pango can do really well. It's a little bit easier for the Centaur to initiate in to get that stun with, let's say, a Stampede or something, but Pango has more impact as the fight progresses, right? As it's longer. You can get more utility off of him, but it's all about these combos that you bring into fight. If I see a Centaur do better in this sort of a scenario, it's because he has something like a Grimstroke follow-up. So Inksfall is already on you, then you follow up with that stun, and there's more control, layers of control coming. Now from NIP, I would hate to see them fall into the same trap that Navi did with this Pango, is having no one to start off things first so that Pango can shine off of that.
Yeah, they definitely need something to start off when it comes to Oracle, and Pango is a good answer to Oracle if someone else is starting the fight, and then Oracle has to react immediately. Okay, I guess you go for your position 5. That's not really going to be a fight starter.
I mean, I understand Jakiro as a counter to Shadow Demon's been long thought of, because you just Ice Path under the defensive disrupt, but against an Oracle, it does seem a bit off-putting. It's not bad against the Centaur, but yeah, you leave yourself really exposed now to a Death Prophet with no real answer.
Yeah, I'm surprised this Death Prophet wasn't banned out earlier or picked up. I don't even... We discussed this yesterday. This Death Prophet doesn't necessarily need saves as much as she used to, right? It's great to have an Oracle, don't get me wrong, but it's not like your main priority, and the hero is definitely very strong and easy to play in the meta, and they have no burst to take her down as well, and there's an Oracle.
Have no burst on either of your 3 heroes that don't need farmlet.
Radiant team back. Hack!
Like not strength heroes, and then Vp.Prodigy, you've double save and 2 huge beefy cores. What last pick can salvage this for NIP?
Meepo. There you go. I mean, it could.
This is a supreme hero, though. Puck is a Supreme hero. He's going to be playing the Puck. I don't know if Charlie plays Meepo.
No, I don't think you do that. I think if you pick Meepo, you give it to Supreme. And now it's on Vp.Prodigy to... Now it's on us to see if Vp.Prodigy are going to do the same mistake HR did. Are they going to ban out the Meepo or not? Are they going to let that hero go through? There are other heroes that could...
NIP's turn to ban. Ten seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining. NIP's turn. Radiant team pick.
Terrorblade.
Ten seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining.
It's strong against this hero, but if you pop meta preemptively and the Puck is inside of the fight, then you can't really get to the Terrorblade. Though when it comes to like high ground pushes and something like that, you can get those illusions, and it can.
So what are we thinking about besides PL? Is Slark any good here?
I wouldn't say into this.
I mean, matchup
lineup,
one-on-one versus TB, it's kind of alright, right? But overall, they do have a lot of AoE.
I think they can go for the Monkey King. Is in the pool. They can go for the Monkey King, win the lane, and then just win the game off of that.
It can be a bit rough against Jakiro Puck though, because you can get macropired on a tree and you're just straight up dead. And I do agree that fits the concept. After watching how EpiKid played it in the previous series, I'd have to agree, but
I don't mind it.
Yeah.
I don't mind the Dragon Knight as well. It's not your Monkey King, but it fits kind of similar playstyle. You will be very active early on.
If they just wanted a simpler solution, you have a point-and-click stun now for the Puck, good synergy with your natural tower push.
And you can lane anyway, by the way. You don't even have to put the Dragon Knight safely in that Prophet mid. You could even put the DK mid, right? Like that's also pretty sick. It's an easier lane, let's say, to play versus the Puck, and then you can
Prophet versus Pango.
Yeah, it's gonna do really well. I don't see NIP killing any of these heroes. That's the problem. And even in the later stages of the game, we have the damage mitigation for the Terrorblade. I don't know. This Vp.Prodigy lineup is looking really scary.
Not to mention Charlie on the win condition instead of Supreme. I have not seen NIP find much success with this.
All right.
10 seconds.
At the same time, yesterday with Jug he did well, and Terrorblades here. If he does get massive, he will carry you this game. If they manage to slow down Vp.Prodigy to those later stages of the game, but overall, yeah, Prodigy's lineup looks very solid. They have these two heroes that are almost banned out in every single game that we pretty much see. The Dead Prophet and the Dragonite. They get both of them.
Yep.
And maybe a month or two back, you would say these two heroes kind of do the same thing, accomplish the same thing, so because of that they shouldn't be drafted together. But now it's pretty much different because you can scale them. They both scale.
Everything you're trying to do in Dota is the same thing. It's survive, kill the towers, stun the enemy, and yeah, Vp.Prodigy have the edge in that. So final predictions before we throw it to the casters, guys. I think I know where Lizard stands. Harry,
I'll go for Prodigy as well.
Okay, cool. Well, I appreciate that, guys. But now we're going to get a real treat for you. Our casting duo is prepared. Odie, Pixel, and Fogged. Please take us away.
Thank you very much, Kyle. And Fogged, I mean, I've got to kind of agree with the panel on this. I'm looking at this draft here, and it looks like Vp.Prodigy, they've got all the answers. They've got all the combos, and I'm not quite sure what NRP's lineup is going to do against it. I mean, can you help me out here, Fogg?
Oh, yeah, it's a good question. I do really like as well, but Vp.Prodigy, that usually means it's cursed, right? I think all of us are kind of liking what they have, so uh-oh. But no, it's definitely looking strong. I like the pace taken set, and like I said, it's just really popular heroes that people are playing. Sure, in the past, it used to be like, you know, don't pick the DP/DK like Lizard was saying, but these heroes will set the tempo, and they will be able to play very fast. And NIP, they need to play slow. They need to wait a long time for this Terrorblade to be able to get involved. And there are heroes that are just naturally good versus the TB in this game still too. There's still the Shadow Demon. DK is also great too. We've seen that damage mitigation come into play a lot, and the splash, yeah.
No, you're right. I mean, yeah, you're right. Yeah, because what pretty much is a TB, all your damage is base damage, right? So you take a hard hit from that free fire, ridiculously amount of damage reduction. And in terms of just the nuke damage, I feel like this TB he's going to get burst in the fights, right? You know, TB has like a BKB. They don't have any defensive supports on his side, and there's nothing really to save the Terrorblade if he gets gone on. And then meanwhile,
you're a bit rough, bud. I'm not sure if it's on my end on yours, but you're a little bit rolled off.
30 seconds to battle.
Hello?
Still a little bit. I might be on my end, but you're still a little bit rolled off for me. But I totally agree with everything that you were saying. Keep trying to talk and I'll let you know. I think he's muted for the time being, so it's just me and what we're going to be seeing. But yeah, there's a lot of different things that we are definitely liking about Vp.P's draft. The DK with that level 10 talent, if he chooses to get it, that 50% damage reduction is pretty insane. Hello?
Did I fix it?
You're good.
Yeah, I just had to remove a few circuit boards and stuff. I'm back to not about 90% human now. So we're good. We're good. Anyway, yes, sorry. Fogg, you know, take away. I'm sure you're doing a great job.
No, I actually had no idea what to say anymore when you were gone. Usually this is where you take over, and I just sit there and listen.
All right. Well, let's have a look. Let's have a look at the lanes. Like, so obviously we're all very skeptical about what NRP's decided to do here. Is there any lane that you're looking at where you could see sort of NRP popping off from the laning stage and getting some real momentum behind some of the heroes?
Not really with the way that Vp.P set up. I actually love the way that they have this top. They're already looking to get aggressive. They're trying to actually kill Charlie instantly right when he gets to the lane.
So if they've got enough damage, well,
can't quite do
might be enough.
But yeah, now they're able to put a Death Prophet in a lane where sometimes playing like your traditional carry heroes can be pretty annoying. You're playing versus Fade Bolt, you're playing versus Pangleader who's going to be swashbuckling and kind of like lucky shotting you. It's a Death Prophet now. You can just use your nukes to last it all the time, and you're ranged. You can always play around that pretty nicely. So they move the Oracle bottom, double ranged lane versus this. Looks pretty good. Mid should be pretty free for FN as well.
Oh my goodness, it is as well. Look at that, 7 for 3 against the 1 and 0 on the first few waves. Not a great start at all for Supreme. I mean, as you say, it's expected this DK is going to have a solid time hitting the right clicks, hitting the CS. And Supreme's going to have a slow start on the first few levels.
Yeah, and I think the other reason we did see the DK is addressing it as well, not just the Terrorblade like damage mitigation and all that, but now they have another reliable stun. Because they only really had like the Centaur, and yeah, that's kind of it. Now he actually has a way to stun the puck, stun the Terrorblade too. He actually went for skilling stun at level 3, trying to catch Supreme off guard there.
Man, it's not really, I mean, is there any sort of way NIP can gank the DK early on to sort of shake him off his game. It's a very hard hero to do much about in the early stages, right?
No, it's a DK.
Yeah, you just let him. You kind of just got to let him have his free reign in the mid lane. He's able to stun Puck here, and Supreme. He's going to get very, very low there. Nice timing from FN to maximize the damage output, stopping Supreme from being able to jaunt the orb.
He's owning the lane, like 11-6 to 6-2.
This lane is over.
This lane is definitely over.
This FN is going to have the freest of starts, and on the side lanes as well. As expected, Vp.P have had a solid first few waves or such. All 3 cores, top 3 CS at the moment in the game.
Yeah, it's a perfect lane setup for them, really. This like very clever kind of way of drafting and putting the DP pick last, and then just having it be bottom, and they have the DK. They have these 2 mid laners that can just play in these side lanes just as fine anyway. Saberlight, he's got no mana for a swashbuckle. Bottom.
Got another Crypt Swarm.
I think okay, he's got a Fairy Fire, but now Courier.
Take the Courier instead. All right.
Thank you.
And you know it's going to be Saberlight walking back to base. He's got no regen upon him, so Pango out of the lane. Free farm will continue for Epileptic Kid. And all 3 lanes continue to be nice and daisy for Vp.Prodigy. It's been a great first 3 minutes for them.
Yeah, it's a dream, right? They're playing a very, very fast tempo lineup, and they're perfectly set up all 3 lanes, and they're crushing these 3 lanes already now too. Good positioning in the lanes too. Looking at up top, Seneko is trying to get a pull off to try to salvage the lane a little bit. Does actually get it off. They're trying pretty much anything they can to just try to get their farm and mustered up. Still very early, so they just need to play. They need to just make sure they can get more last hits in the lanes, because they're just getting smashed.
Well, that's the end. This is the thing, right? Their draft, it's a comeback draft. You know, if they get behind at the start, what are these heroes supposed to do? Seneko is dead. I mean, all 3 cores of Vp.Prodigy, they're just impossible to kill, right? They're very tanky, beefy things. A DP, DK, and a Centaur Warrunner. And then on top of that, you got an SD and Oracle, probably the 2 best saving supports in the meta right now. It seems like Vp.Prodigy just have kind of a perfect lineup here.
It really does feel, versus what NIP has right now, it does feel like that in the moment, and the way they set up their lane. I think it was like perfect. They start that triple lane top, and then they put Epileptic Kick bottom. He's level 4 and change right now versus these 2 level 3s. He could still get brought down. The Death Prophet down bottom is chance that he could die if they do some rotation with the Puck or something when he hits 6 on Supreme, but it's scary. Like, it's scary for Supreme to really do anything in this game now, because he's fallen just insanely far behind in the start of the game. And versus DK, this DK is gonna hit 6 before the Puck and take your tower.
Yeah, top lane's not getting any better either. The SD and Centaur combo destroying Charlie, killing him off and out of the lane. It's 2-0, 1k lead. You talk about Supreme as well, right? And once he hits 6, sure, he can try and help out the side lanes, but I guess the problem is you're in a 1v1 against the DK, right?
Yeah,
you leave this lane, you're losing your tower, and Seneko, he's going to be able to take the bounty rune.
He got both of them, in fact.
All right, that's job done. He's able to duke out these poisons as well. He'll turn. Save's going to bring him low, but Save is going to lose this trade by the looks of it, so Seneko will be able to claim the kill. Onto the SD, mid lane, DK, FN's popped his ult, and he's ready to start putting some pressure onto that tower.
That was the best thing that's happened so far for NIP. Seneko getting double bounty rune and a kill. Now they're making the move toward mid to push FN away from the tower. I like that move by Era. Since Supreme is only level 5, I think he just needs help versus this DK who has double his last hits.
Yeah, 36 and 11 against the 19 for 3. A very impressive start from FN in that mid matchup. And top lane Charlie does have to be a little careful with his supports making moves elsewhere. Save's trying to close the gap, at the least just spamming out that poison, making sure that Charlie's kept low. Charlie has got the Ring of Taras and the Magic Wand prepared, so a good amount of sustain for him, and Seneko will rejoin him up on the top lane.
Frustrating for the Terrorblade though. As soon as he pops the meta, he's trying to walk up and get last hits, and there's just a blanket of shadow poisons whenever he does go for them right now. DM getting all those free denies. DM almost has, he actually pretty much has the hood done
Bottom
in a moment.
Should be a dead Pango. Nebulite tried to come in, grab the wave. They had the control though. Leading in with a Fortune's End and Swashbuckle on cooldown. There was no escape for the Pango.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
Oof. Certainly, it's still that 1K, but you're already feeling this, like, Vp.P just got this very nice firm set in their lanes. They're just keeping these lanes set as is. You see already, Nip, they're trying to fix this. They're trying to bandage this, making a move around with the puck. It gets scanned out immediately onto Supreme. So we will see Vp.P play a little more carefully up top for a moment. And then FN will play more aggressive mid because his farm is up in 5 seconds. So back onto that tower.
And a bit of extra backup as well. And it's going to come in on the Oracle, prepared for any response that this push onto the tower gets. Supreme, not much that he could do to try and put a stop to this. He could attempt to nuke out the waves, and he does have the 6, the Dream Coil, if they want to try and make an aggressive play, but it's going to be hard.
So
especially
tanky.
to save around 2. They're bringing supports around towards the mid, you know, realizing how NIP played in response to the push from the Elder Dragon last time round. And NIP are going to do it again. Errors here. Supreme will lead him with the Dream Coil on. 2 of them. They'll look towards FN. FN just snaps the coil straight up. They will lose Ina. Lift up with the telekinesis. They drag him back. They'll kill the Oracle off. So NIP are able to, again, sort of take a bite at Vp.Prodigy's push in the mid lane. Still not able to really hurt the cause. FN still standing strong. Top lane save. We'll be able to take that DD rune. Turn towards Snako with the Dragon Tail stun. They're going to look to chase him down. Trying to block him up as well with the illusions. Keeping vision on the high ground. They get the kill with the breathe fire. Now they turn over towards Supreme. Supreme, he's nuking FN down very low. FN, he's got a few 1 charges to rely on as well as a stampede. The global play comes from DM to keep his mid safe. And Vp.P will be fine. They'll be out of there.
Great moves there again by them, just setting up their 2 supports in the mid lane instantly with the push. Kind of, it looks like they're expecting NIP to bring that defense to try to hold them off the tower and just protect. They protect their core, the important one. They let the Oracle die, but they don't. I don't think Vp.P cares about that at all. They have the Centaur continuing to pressure up top with that hood finish, level 7. And I think that the whole reasoning that they are allowed to move their supports is because Epileptic Kid is probably sitting to himself and he's like, there's no way they kill me bottom as a Death Prophet with their lineup at the moment. He just gets the Spirit Siphons off, no matter what. If they even get the lift off on him initially, there's no way that they burst him down just yet. When they have Puck 6 and maybe Saberlight 6 and he goes down, then perhaps.
Top, well, seeing the 4 of them attempt to take down the Centaur. TP comes and save, trying to help out DM. He's in trouble. The Art's part for the pullback. NIP will be able to take him down. Making these moves, a mass unit. This is pretty much the way that they get those kills. Mid lane, Saberlight nuked down between the 2 of them, FN and Ina. Between the Breathe Fires and the Purifying Flames, Saberlight is out of this lane that he tried to come into to finish getting his level 6. His game continuing to get shut down. Supreme and Charlie, without the Dream Coil, nothing they can do to make a move onto FN. FN will be able to continue as he was. Top lane, DM returns to the lane and maybe see if they can get a setup onto Snako. Save, trying to use the shadows to close the gap onto the Jakiro. Snako has got to be careful. And we'll be able to get back underneath his tower, but already a decent amount of damage done to this top tier 1. Sits at half HP, 10-minute runes coming up, and we'll see what side's able to grab the majority of them.
Looks like it should be, what, 3 for 1? Vp.P should be able to collect that last bounty rune and continue their pressure. Now they know that a lot of abilities are on cooldown. In particular, the coil was used before. It's coming back up. DM is going to press the issue up top in the meantime, and they're continuing to just, I mean, they're keeping their farm up perfectly on their cores. Like, you see them continue to back up camps for them too. Epileptic Kid having a good pace, and FN is 1500 HP. Looks like they want to try to make a move on him in mid.
Let's see if they can do it. He makes the call to snap immediately and it pays off. Just walks out of there. Dampede's pop. Saberlight tries to lead in with the Rolling Thunder, but it's just not enough damage to threaten anyone on Vp.P's lineup. He has to immediately back out of there. Comes in with the swashbuckle. NIP still having a bit of a look towards them, but with the ghosts out, Epileptic Kid is so strong he can just move in. And did manage to steal the ghost, and that is going to play heavily to their advantage, bringing Epic Kid down low. Swashbuckle's off the mark though. Epic Kid's going to be able to get out alive. They turn back over, kill off Saberlight, and also Supreme in trouble. The 2 cores will die. A very painful miss swashbuckle there from Saberlight, not allowing them to get that kill on the TP means that Vp.P win yet another trade, taking the tower as well.
Oh, it looked like for a quick second because of Era having that steal, maybe they were able to at least get a kill out of that one, but all of Vp.P shows up. Already seeing that powerhouse of their lineup really coming into play at this point. 4K lead. They've already got these 2 very important towers going along their way, and they're starting to get their initiation tools, I believe, online. FN. Okay, he had to go to get a bigger scaling item. Shadowblade, like that anyway. both of those are just fine for himself. And yeah, they've got this solid farm, and their lineup is going to be able to constantly fight and bring the pressure to those NIP towers. NIP just, that jump on the DK was insane. Like, if he was on the other side of the river, like on the high ground when they first started going, then maybe, but he was already on his side when they coiled.
Underneath his tower, basically. Yeah.
It's 1500 HP DK at that point. It's
pretty wild.
Ambitious.
And things, of course, yeah, FN getting this Shadow Blade as quickly as you can. You know, Vp.P obviously know how far ahead they are financially. If they can start to sort of starve out the supports of NIP in terms of dust and sentries, it's going to get even tougher for the dire side. Up top, Seneko is going to try and juke. It's all right for TP out, but he will fall. Meanwhile, they do manage to kill off DM, and they will, well, as well. Ana's been left behind, cannot get the false promise in time. So NIP, they're able to take a tower, get the double kill for Charlie. Again, when they do group up and there's only 1 or 2 around for Vp.P, the TB with his metamorphosis is still very, very strong. They need to get as much as they can from this, though. They are pushing on to the tier 2. FN has got that Shadow Blade on its way out to him, so he can look for the lead in. Elder Dragon form is also available.
That is such a farm. That's such a fast Shadow Blade, level 10 already too. He actually took the mana regen talent, which is, I mean, probably still the better one than the Barrier reduction. But Charlie, he's got it.
Expect this. He's not going to expect this at all. FN jumps out from the shadows. The TPs have come and he goes for a TP out, Charlie, but already with a backup inbound to the outpost. Vp.P claim another.
That is so fast how he got that. There's no way he did not expect it at all coming. Now that they're going to know that there's a quick initiation, that's going to put fear already. And they're going to have to start spending money on sentries to protect entrances toward their jungle. They already do kind of have a couple there, but yeah, now you know Shadow Blade is done, and that, like I said, Charlie's just going to have to play a little bit more careful every single time inside of his mind what he wants to farm.
Look how quick FN's playing. Immediately as Shadow Blade's off cooldown, he's looking for the next kill. TP's up top. He's checking out the situation. He'll lead in onto Seneko. Saberline's going to pop the Rolling Thunder. In fact, no, he's second guessing it. Knows that Seneko cannot be saved. So he'll keep his ultimate to himself. I say Seneko can't. He's going to try for the deny. Won't work. Poison's on him. Save pops it. And they bring down Seneko on the top lane.
FN knows he's king. These next like 10 plus minutes or so. He's got nothing really to be concerned about. He can just lead the charge in majority of the situations. And they have the lanes in a good spot. DM also getting close. Their initiation tool for them.
Yeah, and FM, well, I mean, but yeah, nothing can kill him, especially when he has the BKB done on top of the Shadow Blade. The only hero that's going to be able to have any sort of physical offering is the Terror Blade, and obviously you're still trying to hit a Dragon Knight that's sitting on 21 armor at the moment.
And it's scary to play. It's scary to be the TB in a lot of these situations too, because if you get hit by almost anything, there's a lot of burst damage like we were mentioning on Prodigy. There's a lot of different ways to control him as well, so he's got to be careful for the Centaur, the DK, even a silence that can come in from the Death Prop. All these different things can just mess with your TB early on, because he needs a lot more time. So do they entirely for their entire draft to come together. But Vp.P is not going to give him that time. They're on the hunt for Charlie.
They are. Charlie, he's heading back to pick up his own bounty. They do have the sentry down still. FN, can he still get in range for the Dragon Tail opening? He closes the gap. The Stampede helps out, moves DM in. There's the follow-up Ghost Stomp. Well, he's actually going to save it for now. Work there with the silence to get maximum amount of disable onto the Terror Blade. Very cleanly done there from Vp.P. As now with the remainder of the Exorcism, they can move back towards the lane. See if they can get some pressure onto the towers. Already saves, starting to move in on the bottom. Taking some illusions for himself, so he's got a bit of extra push.
It looks like he kind of did he like miss the coil on the edge, because he only caught the Death Prop instead of the Centaur, which would have been the bigger target for him. But either way, TB does go down, and top again. Epileptic Kid is able to find Saberlight, but will he go down? He's pretty speedy.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
Wind Blaze across the brooch.
To get out there with the Dukes, just trying to get some semblance of items online. He's got the on its way out. Of course, that urn is going to require them to find kills, and that is something that NIP have struggled with so far.
He needs to get that Spirit Vessel online. Oh, it's such a good Spirit Vessel game. Every game is a good Spirit Vessel game now, but versus DP, Oracle, DK, Centaur, yeah. It's a very good argument. Supreme trying desperately to get their initiation tool. He's 150 or so gold away from that Blink Dagger, which will at least let him get to that backline. That SD and the Oracle, they can be pretty fragile when he does have the Blink, if they can actually have the follow-up with Saberlight after the puck coil in the back. But it's killing that front line that's really going to be the issue for NIP.
Radiant's bottom tower is
Let's see what sort of a move they can make. I mean, Epileptic Kid has long as he is, he's just bolting up and taking the outpost on his own. He's not worried about any interruption from NIP.
That is some straight up confidence, right? That's like the bluff.
He's alone. Yeah.
That's the bluff too. You're like, yeah, they're behind me. You don't know.
There's no vision as well there from Vp.P inside the jungle of NIP. They know that they're that strong right now.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
What's down? They will know that FP Kid is up here. And he's still, again, he's playing entirely on the opposite half of his map, but now he's out of there. So that maybe small opportunity for NIP to maybe catch him alone has gone.
A sneaky ward right now by Prodigy. This did not get taken out, and they see Charlie farming.
There's the initiation. More than enough. Take down the Terrorblade once again.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
That is I haven't seen that ward much.
Dire's structures are
Just to be able to watch the Ancients, they know that Terrorblade's main farming tool is going to be playing around that Ancient area. Very nice ward being set up there. And cool way they set up that smoke too. If you saw, they smoked and instantly started running bottom while Epileptic King was still just top, like bluffing pretty much. And then he's able to TP bottom, putting himself in like the safest position of the map. That was really interesting. Especially the way they did that smoke. I loved it.
Dire's middle tower.
And they're trying to take this tier 1 top, but VP aren't going to let this go unnoticed. You've got TPs coming in, Vp.P ready to push them off. And the thing is as well, without the Terrorblade, it's only really the Jakiro that's doing any sort of push damage to the towers. Other than that, it's a very slow siege from NIP's lineup when Terrorblade's not around. Yeah,
and these heroes, the NIP lineup, they need time. They need time. The Terrorblade needs time to be able to fight and everything too. But when you're giving this much time, and Vp.Prodigy is still getting that much more out of the map than you are, these two big cores, they're gonna get BKBs pretty soon. Like DK and Death Prophet with a BKB, NIP's draft does no damage beside the Terrorblade at that point. They can just kind of walk away too because they have Stampede and BKB. So they can either get on top of the TV or they can just kind of walk away from him and just avoid all of the disable that comes out from the Puck and that Jakiro.
They need these sort of smoke ganks to work. They've got to find something with this NIP.
They really do.
It's been dispelled on Supreme. FN came close, and Supreme is still trying to hunt. Now if you make a move, VP are going to be aware they're sticking together on this top half of the Radiant side.
Under attack.
See what sort of relief there will be from the backup of NIP. Supreme, he's been spotted. He's already backing out. He cannot get on top of any of the members that they needed to. Vp.P are more than fine. Epic Kid continues to have all the space in the world up top as he plays there. And so in an insane amount of XP as well. This TP getting very, very big.
And they're playing around each other very nicely. They're just sticking around those two cores until they do get that BKB, which they're both going to get at the exact same time. These saves playing right near them. You see Dave is also... God, there's two saves and there's a player named Saved. Jeez. Save playing near DM in the mid lane with the Shadow Demon.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
Nico and Saberlight. I mean, yeah, everyone in NFP just has to keep their distance. Anytime that opportunity for a disruption setup, it's very easy for the rest of Vp.P to follow up with the Stampede to close the gap. In top lane, tier 2 goes down. They continue to take these objectives away from NIP, whilst NIP are just struggling to find some sort of play. They'll go for another smoke. NIP again. They really need to make these work.
Before the BKBs. They have to catch them before these two BKBs come out, and FN's like 50 gold away. Epileptic Kid is also about 200 from that too. They're about to be picking them up, and NIP. This could be a really good timing for them if they can actually catch them before it comes out on the courier.
Let's see if they can get DM. DM step forward, they'll lead in. Have they got the burst for him? They bring him down to half HP. The setup there, the telekinesis into Rolling Thunder. Ice Path follow-up. They're locking him down. Another bounce by, they'll get the kill. Will manage to find DM. Okay, it's not a kill that really leads into too much right now, though. Let's see if they can turn it into anything. Charlie's trying to show his face in mid. The BKBs are now delivered on the courier. Epileptic Kid is going to show himself up front. And they're using the buyback. They've got the disruption set up on a Charlie. BKB pops, so they get immediately on top of the Terrorblade with the silence. He's able to dodge the Who Stomp. We'll get the Sunder off. It's a sweet play, but it's not cute enough. As they lose the Terrorblade, Vp.P are going to try and chase on for more. The jump over there from Supreme. He's trying to escape. There's the chase with the Siphon. He's been silenced. Ice Path will block Epileptic Kid off. So Supreme will live. In no hesitation there for Vp.P. They're playing so quick this game. buyback into an instant kill onto the Terrorblade, turning themselves into Roche as well. NIP, can they do anything to stop this? The Ghost will finish, so Vp.P don't have the quickest of Roche taking abilities now, and in fact, Vp.P, they don't care about Roche. They're just going to look to move in for kills once again. They're on top of Era, inside the jungle. Epikid chasing him down with the Siphon. FN closing the gap with that Shadow Blade. Era does manage to turn and get the lift off Poison. Only the one stack, so Era will manage to live on 20 HP. He will get out of there.
Looks like a raindrop saved him again.
Radiant
Or almost
are scanning.
saved him maybe, but yeah, it gets away. He had exorcism stolen though, and they did force him to pop it. So now they're gonna, at least there's no exorcism on the Rubik. At least something small there for Vp.P as they're starting to back up. Supreme trying to catch
He's dropped a Dream Coil onto the solo Oracle.
but he's got a lot of heals running.
And there's not going to be any follow-up, and now he's sort of baited the rest of his team in Era after the great escape up top is going to be the first to fall in this mid-lane engagement. Saberlight going with the Rolling Thunder, trying to chase down DM, turns back over towards the two supports. They have caught both the SD and the Oracle in a perfect position as they do manage to kill off Ina. Save, he's falling low, they'll take him out as well. Both supports are done. The NIP have managed to eliminate the backlines, but now with the silence from PK at the corners of Vp.P, they're ready to fight on without their supports. They jump in, take Supreme, they'll get the Who Stop and the Stamp away. Saberlight still trying to poke with the Swashbuckle, but there's no more. But NIP, I mean, they did find a brilliant way to take that fight. That angle in the river with the Rolling Thunder catching both supports next to each other.
VP's thinking about re-engaging FN.
I'm going to miss the Swashbuckle. Ooh, nice blink for Saberlight, able to juke out that Hoof Stomp from DM.
Oh, and NIP still can't actually take the tower. I think that's what they've really been wanting to do all this time, trying to match Vp.P's fight in the mid to be able to take it, but they just still can't take count these cores. Like, they got the two supports, which was fantastic, but then you just see these two tanky cores just weaving inside all of it just because of how much health they have. Like 2,000 HP DK with that BKB, with all that immunity, just holds his ground, and Charlie has to be careful. He can just get reinitiated on very easily.
Yeah, he's having to go for this man to BKB build.
Has to.
He just doesn't have the supports that save him, as we've said, you know, with this Shakiro and Rubik. There's no one that's going to be able to offer any sort of way of removing the Terrorblade from the fight if he does get initiated on. So he has to go for this safe build.
Radiant's bottom tower.
And obviously does mean that it will limit the damage output, something that they do struggle with through these BKBs. You know, the NRP's got to keep this game going for at least another item or two on the Terrorblade after that BKB to really have a chance of turning this one.
Absolutely. He's still going to need quite a bit more time, but they are looking to still play a bit aggressively here around Charlie. He doesn't have his meta available, but they're actually setting themselves all down bottom around their outposts. They want to try to get something.
Radiant's
See if they can find it.
Just a quick response by Vp.P. They're already setting up Epileptica. Just so he's running in. He knows he has nothing to fear when he plays like this. The Oracle's pretty close behind. They're actually going to get a jump, and that is a very, very dead puck in a matter of seconds.
They can turn this into kind of whatever they want, whether it be more kills or a tier 2 tower. They've got the Exorcism available. Elder Dragonform's back in 5 seconds. Or FN. Charlie is hiding in the trees at the moment. We'll see if they do check it out and see if he's still around, but looks like they won't fall suspicious to him if he sent that illusion out, though, which he will do so.
He sent the illusion out.
They're going to know that he's here, and
oh my god, that was close.
I mean, that was a risky play and a half from Charlie. He knew they were around, and he sends that illusion out. It works for him. He does manage to escape, but he was taking some risks there.
I mean, that's the high risk, very low reward player. But at least he gets away with it.
Got the creep, you know.
And FP, they're on the chase here forward, but that's a tanky Centaur on the front line. They're actually gonna go forward.
DM's ready for some revenge. Jumps in, says, "How dare you try and have a look at me?" Gets in with a Hoof Stomp, and suddenly Saberlight is eliminated out of the game. Epikid ready to chase on Ferreira too. He's silenced. They've got the rundown, and with the damage from the Exorcism, this Rubik will melt. Both heroes gone.
And look at FN, he wants more. He's still Shadow Bladed up. He's gonna see Seneko, and that's an easy target for him.
Yep, Seneko. He's gonna be able to turn with the Ice Pop. He's gonna be able to live with that. Unless Save's able to close the gap on him, but doesn't look like it. Seneko will survive. And they don't actually have the creeps too far forward on the mid. Charlie is doing a good job of cutting them with the illusions, so before the Exorcism ends, they're not actually going to be able to get towards that tier 2 tower.
but still, it's Vp.P just dictating the pace, and they're keeping everything going for themselves. Like, they're keeping all the lanes pushed in onto NIP's side, and NIP, they're not gaining any ground. They're just kind of trapped. Now with BKB, this could be an option here. Tower Blade, BKB, level 15 as well.
I want to try and take a fight around this pitch so they can turn a metamorphosis from kills into the Roche.
Oh, Saberlight! Oh, he blinked into the ledge and he bounces backwards while going for the Oracle. Now they know that the fight is going to be right there because TB popped the meta. So let's see what Vp.P chooses to do with that information. They're pushing in the 2 side lanes, but then they can look to fight pretty soon.
I think NLP's going to try and force Roche with they're going to head straight into the pit.
It's scary. It's scanned right away.
I mean, can they do it quick enough? They do it. I said there's no exorcism. There is a dragon form though. NIP trying to get a jump outside the base. They drop the coil onto Ina. They do manage to eliminate the Oracle. The Oracle is gone. FN turns over towards the Rubik. Damage for this outer dragon form proving to be a little too much. But Charlie, he's popping the BKB. He's panicking. Who's he going to hit? He turns over towards Save. Save has been take down the ST. FN with the remainder of his BKB. He's trying to finish up Saberlight. Will find him as the Pango goes down. Charlie on the retreat now as BKB's worn off. He's got to run. MP Kid won't be able to find the grab on him. So Charlie will survive it. A 2 for 2 on the trade. Supreme with a quick jump in. He's got to be careful about playing around this DP in case Epic Kid catches him with the Yule's silence. It won't be the case. Supreme is out.
But again, it's just the supports who die. I feel like it's like always going to be the case in this game for NIP where they're able to get these supports, but yeah, picking off the 2 cores is just so damn difficult. And Saberlight, he keeps just getting, like, he's leading the charge, but not getting the best like situations where he gets his ultimate off either, or he dies, gets returned on. And now there's an exorcism available, and NIP, there's no way they can contest this.
Not at all, unless Supreme wants to go for some wild jump in, which he may do so. He's outside, up on the high ground. He's been silenced. He's got the blink. We'll get away. They want to quickly get themselves back into the pit Vp.P so they can finish this one off. Saberlight's going to try for it though. Rolling Thunder comes down. He's going to continue to mess with them. Will jump in, but he misses everybody. Doesn't connect on anyone there with that initiation. Now they turn stuck up to Sneko. The Bureau now ready to chase for more. False promise. Keeps Vp.P's Kid safe. They'll go back towards the pit. Buyback from Sneko comes in. The Ghosts have finished, so they don't have the quickest way of finishing.
20 on meta.
Now.
So now they are, no Rolling Thunder, but 20 on the meta, and that is going to scare Vp.P a little bit to back up here. Everything else is available soon, though. Dragon Knight does have his form, and a full Mjolnir finished.
There's the lead in. We'll see if they can finish him off. DM's got the Stampede, though. It's Pop. Charlie pops the BKB. 1 second until meta. He's got it, but he doesn't want to commit for this. They've lost the Rubik. Epic Kid keeping himself locked down onto Sneko. Sneko will be able to turn with the Yules. The rest of Vp.P still keeping themselves held back by Roche. Saberlight cuts across the Thunder. Brings Epic Kid. Look at the Dream Coil. He gets so much safe. He just disruption. Buying them time to kill off the Tier Raiden.
Oh my god.
Vp.P alive. Save with a clutch disruption. Will save the Death Prophet and allow Vp.P to ensure that this again is another team fight victory for themselves. Triple kill for FN, 4 dead on NIP.
What a save by Save. Holy, almost dropped so low. They almost were able to get the kill, but again, Vp.P are just displaying like perfect coordination with the way that they're playing their draft. These 3 tanky frontliners over and over again, eating the brunt of the force, allowing these supports to get their spells off. And Charlie immediately, at the start of the fight, he just has to back off and run away in all these situations because the SD just puts it on him, and it gets very scary for a Tower Blade in the game like that.
Yeah. And in those sort of fights as well, Charlie's, you can see, he's popping the BKB. He doesn't want to use the meta. He knows it's going to be a bad fight, but he has to, because otherwise, what else is he going to do? Is he going to save it for the defense when his teammates are dead? I mean, obviously he uses it, it still doesn't make a difference, and that's when you know they're really now for NIP. They are that far behind that there just seems very few ways that their lineup can play their way out of this game against Vp.P with the 13k lead they have, 25-10, and the items that pretty much all the heroes on Vp.P have right now.
Yeah, and look, FN's actually stalking Supreme already bottom. He's on top of him, and that's a kill. Oof.
I mean, FN's been styling this whole game from the laning stage to the early movements.
13,
the objective taking
0-7.
13, and you look up Supreme, he's struggled heavily, 2-4-7. It was that tough matchup mid, FM really did make sure that Supreme didn't get much at all out of the lane, and it's made the Puck's game very hard to play from then on.
I mean, across the board, they've just played so well. Look what, 0 death, Death Prophet, 0 death, DK, 3 death, Centaur. But I mean, DM, the times that he died, it was just like he was just alone completely, and it's not like NIP got anything out of it. They got a Centaur kill into nothing. Yeah, it was like the whole team going on him. He was kind of just eating a perfect position for a gank. As the steal comes out, it's gonna actually be the Exorcism again. Kid not covering that at his best game, but not really been mattering too much.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
See what they can do to stop it. Fortification comes to an end.
Those are the last 2 creeps that Vp.P has. Saberlight did cut the whole wave.
I mean, should be enough. Look at that thing going to work.
Oh, yeah.
Level 22 Dragon, Mione, Crystalis, BKB, he has it all. As he is just removing the rags in front of them. They see the jump in from Saberlight, going for the backlines with the Rolling Thunder. Shiva's got himself fuels, he's up in the air. Still has the BKB and the Aegis to rely on Epic Kid, so no real threat to him whatsoever. They've finished off the melee racks. As you said, the troops are now gone, but they got the big objective that they hoped for. They can move down towards the bottom, take the tier 2.
It's easy pickings for them. They got the different options that they can go for here. They're actually just going to hold the high ground for a moment until they do back away and address.
Effen's got full Daedalus now too.
What?
It's like this guy's farm. It's just been insane. 20
This is my favorite.
Worth on the DK.
These are my DK builds. These are just the absolute like best ones. Like when you see the DKs when they have like Blink and like BKB and like AC or something, it's still like okay, it's pretty good. But this one where he's just like this force to be reckoned with, where you can't ignore the DK in the fights, he really pops off.
Hey, he does everything right. He pushes towers. He destroys your heroes. He deals with the illusions.
He BKB slows. He pierces them like with the BKB piercing slow, and he starts focusing on your carry. Like he's really strong hero if he does get this farm, and that's why he has started to get a lot. And Supreme, speaking of popularity,
Structures are fortified.
they want him again.
Oh, are they gonna find him? Yes, they are. Not the smoothest two-stop combos, but I don't think it will matter at all. So going for the self-heals, he does have an orb up. Will try and jump away. He's managing to break the gap a little bit. But save with another disruption into the root, the stop of the phase shift. He's tuning it out once more. But there's only so much he can do against 4 heroes. He will inevitably fall in the river.
FN on Era.
At the same time, 2 shots to Rubik. Because that's just how this game is right now. Unfortunately for NIP, and obviously fortunately so for Vp.P. They really did. I mean, honestly, I feel like you just have to go back to the draft, and I don't know if NIP maybe just struggled. They just ran out of ideas halfway through, but they just didn't have an answer to breaking away any of these. This sort of combos that Vp.P have. This lineup from Vp.P, I don't think, if you ask them, I don't think they switch out any of these heroes for any of the heroes in the game. Like, this is literally what Vp.P wanted to play.
No, they're literally like the perfect. They're some of the top heroes right now in the patch, right? It's the Death Prophet, the DK, the Centaur, the Shadow Demon. Like Shadow Demon's banned, I think, all the games that I see. At least it just shuts down and prevents majority of everything. Same thing with Death Prophet for a lot of the games. Yeah, Vp.P looks like they got pretty much everything they wanted. They're cruising with it pretty nicely, looking to close out this game here.
Sablon is going to lead in, does manage to find the Rolling Thunder onto 2 of them. They go for the DK getting down low. Epi is getting hurt pretty bad by Charlie, but the BKBs are out. FN turns with the stun over towards Supreme. 3 shots and the Punk is dead. Supreme gone without buyback. Swashbuckle on towards Ina, does snap the Dream Cop, but he's still alive. They haven't been able to kill anyone off on Vp.P's side. 2 dead on NIP. The buyback will come out from Saberlight. Charlie trying to do his best, but with no BKB as it's on cooldown, he has very little to offer. The silence, the root, he gets nuked to oblivion, out of the game for a minute. Aggression from DM, jumping in on a Saberlight. He is dead for good. Die back on the Pangolier, and you can certainly imagine it coming out, and it does. It does indeed. 32 to 10, 24k lead for Vp.P. This was a rough one for NIP, and we've seen this lineup. We know NIP has a lot more to offer. I don't think they could do it with these heroes, Bob.
No, this draft seemed really difficult to play. Pretty much, they didn't have good burst damage. The Death Prophet pick came. It was like the third.
mentality in the CIS. You burn a lot of bridges when you play in teams in CIS.
And not only that, like you have VP as the strongest team for a few years now, and it was really hard. You didn't really have captains, right, in the CIS, and we know that the CIS players, they don't know English that well, they don't communicate well with people from Europe, people from NA, so he is stuck in the region, and there is no one in VP who is not really going to be replaced. So I think that's actually the main problem.
Yeah, and it does feel like we also have the pool of new players has dried up recently. Do you guys feel this way?
In CIS though,
really?
In CIS you can see a lot of new faces coming up. So.
Such as?
Just look at VP. Just look at Vp.Prodigy. These two youngsters that were picked up by Virtus.pro, I think it's about giving these new players a shot in a good team. Then they get a little bit of spotlight, get a little bit of respect from these older and more experienced players, and then they can form a team that actually works well together. I think that's the mix that you always need. You need one or two more experienced HR. Look at them, Roger, Funnick, and then three newsters.
I wish we had that luxury in NA. The up-and-coming star we've set our hopes on is this guy, Lil Nick, who is, I believe, 15 in like rank 700. But it's still like, hey, this guy might have it. That's how far down the list we've got to look for new players.
I mean, 15 and he's ranked 700.
I probably shouldn't. I don't want to flame NA too much, though, because we've had emails sent to our PR department. Why is Kyle so toxic against North America? And I would just state, well, have you watched the games? But enough about that region. We've got a semifinal on our hands. The draft has begun. Axe, Pango, Shadow Demon, the bands from NIP, Chen, Coddle, Bounty, Lycan from Vp.Prodigy. So no changes thus far. And I believe Mars, did that?
I mean, Shadow Demon obviously now has been banned out as well.
I think Mars was banned. Axe was banned. Pango.
Pango is obviously banned as well, which we saw in that last game. But overall, the concept of these heroes pretty much remained the same. The main heroes also banned out. The Bounty Hunter, coming from Vp.Prodigy. They don't want to play versus a hero that has 100% win rate on the side of NIP so far.
But with that kind of a lineup, and if you're gonna first pick Oracle, I guess you could do it. But still,
you don't. You just don't. You don't let them have Bounty. Teams have tried Oracles. They've tried Lotus Orbs, Abaddons. It's just the way they play around.
Yeah, I know.
Because if you think I actually like Bounty as a concept, because it's another example of this hero that activates the rest of your lineup and your allies. So you get Charlie on a hero that helps Supreme get more gold in his game, and then they save the last pick for Supreme. It just fits too well.
By the way, the only way I hate Bounty Hunter, the only way I hate seeing him being played is on that position 4, like we saw today from Roger as well. If you're offlane with that hero, just maxed out that toss, deals so much damage. It's annoying to play against.
I swear, if you're an offlaner, all you got to do, I've gained a lot of MMR just copying Seb. And you can argue that maybe he makes mistakes here and there, like his Enigma performance in this event wasn't the best, but he knows his builds. And when he plays Bounty, he's going like 3 or 4 points Q with like 2 points W. So it's like 1, 2, 0 into like 4, 2, 1, 0, 1. It just sometimes skips invis completely.
Yeah. That's something I've been doing a lot as well, skipping invis. Saberlight does the same thing, but he maxes out the Janada a little bit more, like before the toss most of the games. And I can see that because you farm a little bit easier. It comes off cooldown quicker. You can also harass the lane a little bit better. It depends on the matchup. Sometimes toss is just so valuable, though.
Keywords right there. Depends on the match. I think that's something a lot of Dota players they follow the cookie cutter, forget that you need different ones for the type of cookies you're making.
That's the most safe way to play it. Like if you're not a top tier player, just stick to what's in the meta and what you've seen work most of the times, because you're gonna be at a disadvantage if you think that you actually know the matchup and then you make a mistake multiple times.
Strongly disagree. I think you should try new things.
You should think about it.
Experiment, and then from that learn what you like and don't like.
The amount of times I was flamed, reported at the beginning of the games long time ago when I would build Skadi without a blink on Meepo. Man, behavior score F constantly.
Yeah,
There
but
was
you were
behavior
you
score
were
back
a
then.
rank 1 player, right?
It doesn't matter.
I'm saying a 3K player learns the basics and then he
All right.
experiments.
But
Guys.
we're not talking. Who's 3K watching in the stream? I've seen
All
Twitch
the
chatters.
Twitch chat is
No.
9K at
Okay,
least.
I'm
They're
sorry,
they're at least 7,000 MMR. You can ask them.
I didn't know that.
We've got Bristleback coming out. Really tough for these heroes like Oracle and Ember to take down. And already we see Nip totally shifting gears. A lot of beef on this line.
Yeah, they're actually doing something that Vp.Prodigy was doing in that first game, right? They don't really have a lot of save, but they do have these two heroes that are extremely beefy, and now Vp.Prodigy need to figure out a way to cut through them. Ember with that Desolator build is kind of alright.
Yeah.
These two supports are very squishy, but so were the... What did they have? Oracle Shadow Demon in that first game? Pretty much similar.
It's interesting though, because I feel like, oh, whoa.
Oh,
That's, is that a Seneko Visage?
this could be a Supreme as
looks
well,
like.
right? Where did they play this Visage?
What is it,
I never saw
DT5?
them play Visage. I never saw them play Visage.
The last game I've seen Visage was on the offlane played by General, right? It was General playing offlane Visage, and it worked out. They won.
This is one of those, I see a lot of similarities between this meta and back at TI5 when CDEC was just kind of running around the map like crazy, and they loved their Visage. Wings was also a big fan.
Are we gonna see like an
similar
aggro
style.
lane with?
You know what I like about this Visage as well is the fact that now you're not, you can't only think about answering this Bristleback and the Dead Prophet. You have to find a way to answer the Visage now as well, which puts you on a little bit of a timer. And I'm not so sure about the Sand King and what he does here. It is a DM hero, and if he calls for Sand King, you just pick him Sand
I mean,
King.
their style so far for him seems simple.
Yeah.
Pick me a stun, and DM
Plus
goes to stun
Grimstroke,
people.
right? You have Inkspell, you have Stun. That's a lot of initiation. With the Sandstorm, you're actually able to deal with layers of Visage too. That's kind of good. But overall, it looks like a pretty decent Visage game so far. They don't have anything that you really worry about. If you're a Visage, the most annoying thing are heroes that build utility such as Crimson Guard.
Yep.
That's something
So
you
something
really...
like a Sand King.
Thinking about
I think he will buy it. Yeah, he should buy it. Is he a natural builder of Crimson Guard? He isn't, but
The
he
first
can
time,
buy
the
it.
first time I saw DM play was in Aachen. He was playing mid back then. They were really owning with Sand King mid. They don't get Sand King mid, they lose. They get Sand King mid, they win. And he would always go for these beefy items. And here he has three kind of a squishy hero. So I feel like he needs to be the frontliner. So do you really go for a blink here?
You don't have to. You can still go. I think Crimson Guard is definitely an option if the Visage is a core. And if you remember back then, though, when he was picking the Sand King, you have to remember that the items were different as well.
They were.
And you would go
And the
drums
hero.
whale. You would be so tanky from the whale and drums that you wouldn't be able to die, right? You didn't even have to buy these crimsons or whatnot. So it was a little bit different back then. They ban out the anti-mage or biggest counter pretty much in the lane stage, even though we have seen anti-mage fail here on the Pushka League.
Even against Sand King, yeah.
Yeah, versus Sand King.
It's a funky hero. It feels very hit or miss. And to your point, I like it a lot as this tankier frontliner because effectively you couldn't get Axe, you couldn't get Centaur, so they're looking to just replace this hero in their lineup, and they're going to make Sand King into a Centaur in a way. The concern I've got now for the lineup, though, is the pushing power. Firmly seems to be in the hands of NIP. Do you look for a push of their own? Do you think they just need to double down on their mid-game team fight?
I think you just double down at this point, right? You have 4 heroes that are completely capable to take these team fights in the mid game, and you double down on that. You try to outplay them until you get those, like that Desolator, let's say, on Ember that will help you push. That's it. You address the lanes. You can't lose lanes in this game. If you lose them, it's going to be extremely difficult to come back. As with the Visage, the amount of push that they have, Visage, Dead Prophet, Bristleback frontlining.
There's just way too many heroes for you to actually think about only winning the laning stage, because the NIP's lineup is okay, that kind of solves against all of them, but they can move their lanes do whatever they like. They can even do some like aggro with the Visage and the Bristleback. He just wraps up those squills and you get the Soul Assumption. So there is a lot of ways that NIP can play their lanes. I'm not sure that Vp.Prodigy can actually win the safe lane.
It's a shame NIP banned out that co-op as well. But I think the ban on the co-op gives it away that Visage is most likely at least envisioned mid. They wanted it as mid because Queen of Pain is one of your biggest counters in the laning stage at least.
And I will say, I am a huge fan of Visage. We've seen now, I think, 3 or 4 games in a row where both teams go for these double squishy supports duos. Visage just crushes them. You get a Grave Chill off and send the birds, and heroes like Rubik, like Poddle that we saw from Seagulls, they just feed. Same here with the Grimstroke and the Oracle.
Okay, they have a Sand King to actually protect them. That's gonna help a bit. That's where I see his role. So he really needs to protect these supports. But I'm not sure how NIP...
The thing is, in this matchup, right, if you have a Sand King and he's protecting you against heroes because he likes to stun them as well at the same time, and you can counterplay. But if there's Grave Chill and just the birds are killing you, he's not gonna waste that stun on. And look at this, like, they just want to snowball. That's it. NIP, they have a pretty solid lineup. They did pick a last melee core, right, versus a Razor, if they abandoned melee.
The portfolio, no,
they're very versatile, but Razor should have a blast on any given lane.
A BKB Razor just completely uncounted thus far. I'd say the concern is just who on Prodigy's buying the Vessel. I agree the Deso Ember would be great, but someone's got to buy the Vessel. You might expect it to be the Ember. No. It's a better draft from NIP though, wouldn't you say?
I think it's weird. We don't actually know what they're gonna do, and I'm not sure how comfortable they are and how well this is gonna play out. You don't play this very often. Even if it's a scrim, you don't play drafts like this. Even if you do, they're never the same. So it's kind of hard to execute them. And if this was like a draft from something like a Secret, with a more experienced captain, I think that they could pull it off this way. Yep. I think that Vp.Prodigy
played the Void Spirit last night. That's also an option. Who knows who's gonna play what?
NIP have 5 heroes that can play off. Okay, there's really no way to read into this. So just take your best guesses. Who's gonna take the double?
I think it's gonna be Vp.Prodigy because they have a draft that we know what it wants to do, and they're probably just gonna snowball with it.
Yeah, sure. I'll go with NIP because they have a draft that we don't know what they're gonna do, and it's going to be interesting.
Appreciate it. Really just textbook way to break down that game, folks. Thank you for that. Without anything else from my panel, we're going to throw it over to the casters, where Odie, Pixel, and Fogged are once again ready to take into the action. Have at it, boys.
Thank you very much, Kyle. Yes, I mean, this game too, I think I've got to agree with the panel, right, Fog? These drafts definitely looking a little closer than what we saw in game 1, right? NIP, they've got something that can work out here.
Yes, but also I've never seen. I don't think I've seen a draft like NIP's where it's. I haven't seen a lot of. I mean, I know we used to have a couple games of Visage, but I haven't seen so much of it. But
sure,
they don't got a lot of ways to catch heroes and lock them down, and they're playing versus an Ember Spirit and a Sand King, which can be pretty elusive and pretty annoying heroes. And their only real form of lockdown is going to be a Aether Remnant coming out from the Void Spirit and Visage Birds that drop and stun. So I mean, I'm looking at this Ember Spirit. And he looks like he's got a pretty free way to just jump and ping pong around inside the fights unless he gets caught by a remnant into like silence or something like that. And he has a way to dispel things off from himself too with an Oracle. But that being said, NIP's draft, I'm just not sure what its potential could have because they do have good damage. I think that's one thing that Visage can always provide for you. And same thing with like the Void Spirit, but is he gonna be able to do so? I'm not sure.
And looking at some of the lane setups, obviously, as the panel said, there was a lot of ways NIP could have laned this. They are going to have Saberlight playing the offlane Abaddon, Supreme in the mid lane on the DP, and Charlie playing the position 1 Bristleback, with both the Void Spirit and the Visage being your supports on NIP's side. So, Vp will start by taking the outpost. But yeah, we'll be interested to see, sure we have seen, obviously, some support Void Spirit, obviously, Visage, though, on the other hand, is not really a hero that we just see that much at all. So it's definitely not the 2 most common of supports being played here by NIP. So certainly will be interesting to see what their plan is with these heroes together.
Yeah, that's the big thing is what I'm interested to see is like what their draft is going to do. Because when I see their draft, if I see it like ball up as it's like a 5-man unit, like hitting towers and stuff like that, yeah, they've got some heal sustain. They've got a Visage kind of like, sitting around with Death Prophet, lots of damage. But I feel like Vp.P, they've got one that just looks a little bit more traditional. They've got your traditional, like, you know, your stuns, your lockdown, your little like damage that you can ping pong in and out, a save. Just looks much more normal, like the panel was mentioning.
Yeah, I mean, from the sort of the two drafts I've seen today, I really like the way that Vp.P do just, you know, they just first pick the Oracle because they obviously have multiple different drafts that they can play that allow this hero to be such an excellent backup. And looking at the lane setups to begin with, sort of across the board, are you seeing sort of any certain lane matchup that looks to be rather one-sided here?
DM could just die bottom. That's the one that I see because he's got the goo and the Blightstone, so he's just gonna get hit. And the Soul Assumption actually gets targeted onto the Grimstroke, but I think they should be able to get the mini with a couple more goos and hits, and they do. Like that Blightstone plus goo, so Blightstone on the Syndico and then goo on Charlie, and Sand King is a very low armor hero. He's put negative immediately.
Yeah, I mean, he was instantly punished for that move in. Sentry placed in the trees, NRP more than ready for the laning off the Sand King. Looking at the other lanes, we'll see if Supreme has a bit of a better time in the mid lane this time round. Had a rough matchup against FN in game 1. Bit of sort of link on link action here. Link comes out, the Cypher's there in response, so may have stolen the damage, but he's going to take a little bit of a beating for it.
Yeah, I think Supreme should have a better time in this one.
Yeah, one of those heroes that
choosing.
Doesn't care too much about having his damage taken. He's got the alternate methods of securing those last with the Crypt Swarm.
Yeah, and he's always just got this nice, like, you know, that range on Death Prophet over a Razor is just great. That extra 125, you can always just beat on him while he's walking up and stuff too. Sure, Razor will get his last hits, but, you know, like I said, Supreme will do better in this matchup. Top, though, I do believe that, I mean, I feel like Denver should have a pretty okay time. I think Saberlight will also get good farm up here, though. Getting aggressive onto him, they can always just Dispel, even potentially turn it. Is a double melee lane, so they have to be careful versus that Fortune's End at times.
Down bottom. Looking at the last hits, still half a DM to really get started down here. This first level of play, Charlie and Snake Cut with the sentry coverage too have made it half a DM to sort of set up his ground and find a space to hold the lane in.
Yeah, the first
Charlie
two levels. First 2 levels for Sanking are pretty atrocious. Like, if you get off to a bad start, it's just going to take you a bit. Once you're level 3, you're going to be able to farm and push the lane in consistently. But yeah, first 2 levels, you're one of the weaker, I guess, off laners if we count him, because we don't see that much Sanking, right?
No, it's definitely not sort of the top, but we've seen it here and there.
Yeah, here and there.
And in terms of items for DM, you know, the panel was saying, you know, whether you are going to have some utility hero getting like the Crimson Guard online against, you know, the familiars, the right clicks from these heroes. Would you like to see that from DM, or do you think DM needs to get a blink for his lineup early?
They have the Ember at least to go on the back line. He might want a blink to follow him, but then also I'm also thinking like I think they were mentioning who's gonna be the Vessel buyer. I'm wondering maybe like what does DM buys for himself and then lets the Ember go for more of a damage build. I'm not sure. I think he has a couple options.
Top lane Ina getting caught by the tower there.
Yeah, very far.
That's a kill their way on the top lane in a lane that already Saberlight is finding the farm, and Epi Kid's sure he still is as well. The mid lane
gets a courier.
Gets the courier as well. All right, he'll die for his efforts, but he'll tell you that it's worth it. I mean, 44 gold each times that by 5. That is more than the 193. So in terms of the it counted bottom lane. I think that's what you're talking about. Level 3's there. He's got the 2 points to the Sandstorm. Then they're able to fight back. They move him with the Ink Swell.
It's an Echo.
See if they can get him too. Stroke of Fate. It's got a hit. He doesn't even need to use it. The right clicks will do it. So certainly 3 heroes dropping dead all over the map for NIP. 2 down bottom and Saberlight up top.
Yeah, and FN doing quite well in the mid lane. He's able to actually get some really nice links, even without boots, versus a boots Death Prophet. He actually got the boots early on Supreme, but he's still getting just linked way too much, like way too much damage, and FN's able to secure all these denies because of it.
Yeah, we're seeing pretty much half a level advantage to FN with the experience in this 1v1. Back down bottom, Charlie. And Snake getting split up a bit. It's a 5-minute runes coming in. Vp.P doing their best to secure the ones down here. In fact, they're going to look for the kill. Saves there with the lead in, has the Inkswell stun onto Seneko. Burrow strike into that sandstorm. They'll have the damage to take this man down. Seneko will fall. Another kill for the 2 down here. Charlie will be able to move over and get that bounty rune back in on the mid. FN, it was a close one between the 2 of them, but he does indeed win that trade. There's suddenly these lanes that didn't have the worst of starts for NIP, this mid and bottom lane, they're beginning to crumble a little bit as Vp.P are getting these kills.
Denied.
Yeah, I feel like this one is just FN. FN just outplaying, really. I mean, sure, he's got maybe a little bit of advantage in this matchup, perhaps as a Razor, but I mean, even in that last game too, like DK versus Puck, he just dominated the matchup. He's on a roll right now.
We'll see if
they're looking to try to shut him down.
Yeah, he is low FN. No regen, just 2 Wraith Bands, but he's also playing it smart. Doesn't want to touch the wave. He'll head back, use the Either Storm to farm a neutral camp. Most safer place to be. Knows the supports are off the map, and he doesn't want to be caught by this. Era's going to be able to protect that Arcane Rune for Supreme. He will have the active of it whilst he hits level 6, so should be able to get a nice reduced cooldown out with that first usage of the Exorcism if he wants to start poking at the tower.
Charlie has to be careful bottom. He's been sitting very low, and he can just get chain comboed up, and there's a decent amount of burst damage as we've seen from this. We see DM, he goes for just massive amounts of armor since he's playing versus all that minus armor at the start. And mid, there's that Exorcism. I believe it was after the Arcane Rune was gone, or it got dispelled, I think, by the... Yeah, it got dispelled by the Oracle.
Oracle took it off as soon as he saw it, yeah.
Okay.
But still, should be some good damage onto the mid tower here. With FN out of the lane, he walks back to base. TP to return to it. 15 seconds to live the storm. We'll see if he wants to come and put together a defense. Will be on his own, though. He will come forward with the TP, still feeling very strong in himself. Era's around, but they've got this ward down, so they see Era in this position. Save's coming over. He might be able to connect with FN as this Eye of the Storm is available and try and find a fight off the back of this. He won't be able to connect with the Q, and in fact, Save, he's going to get turned on immediately, but the Inkswell stun will hit onto Supreme, leading in onto Supreme, and it'll bring him down before any sort of heals or save come out. As FN just continues to just blow heroes away in the mid lane. That's 2 kills back-to-back on the Death Prophet. Damage was done to Vp.P's mid-tier 1 tower, but it's costing a lot of early momentum on this DP. 2 deaths now.
I love that suicide play there by Save, right? You're confident you're going to die in that situation there, but you're getting just such a good trade for FN. Level 8 now already. Gonna have good look to be set up to having a great game as he did last time. Top Epileptic Kid and Saberlight have kind of been going at it a bit here in a 1v1, and well, I missed bottom.
Yeah, Seneko dying once more. Visage, it seems like the hero's beginning to struggle. This is 3 deaths on the Visage in this laning stage, both DM and Save. Anytime they get on top of him, the combo, it just tears him apart this early on very easily.
And they'll always get on top of him, because that's the problem with Visage is you crawl. This hero has always been one of the biggest things that you can't move. If people get on top of you in the laning phase in particular, you're very squishy too, because the build that you go for.
They're diving in for Ina, and they'll find him. Saberlight will be able to skill the 6. He's got the up. And we'll tank the tower and step out of there. So hill to be found, back towards mid. Snakeo's going to come in and support Supreme here with this push. 20 seconds until Exorcism's ready. They want to try and commit it for this objective. Both Save and FN keeping themselves in the trees. Sort of checking out the situation. Snako will be able to get in and get that ward down on the cliff.
Same thing as last game though. Vp.P just always constantly addressing your mid tower, and they're even going to buff up FN heavily, and he can go in.
Ooh, pop in the Exorcism here and attempt to fight back onto FN, and they'll get him. They'll be able to pull it back with the Ether Remnant, jump forward with the Resonant Pulse. Era's going to be able to nuke down a second. It's a double kill for Supreme, and they'll be able to turn it in style. Triple kill for the Death Prophet.
And this time,
yeah, Vp.P make a bit of an awkward call. They try and jump him as the ghosts come out, but Supreme's able to turn and take down all 3 of them.
That's when Staneko's like, all right, I may be a Visage, I may be slow, I may die, but for the greater cause. That's a real big swing there. They even get to go in, and I believe some of these wards were already aggressively placed down by Era, but he's able to get aggressively into the enemy jungle now and just kind of like, pose a threat, staying near the outpost, waiting for someone to try to steal it away.
DM will be able to balance it, get the Radiant one for themselves. Oh. So we'll be 1 for 1 on the outpost. 10-minute in is Epic Kid not quite to get back towards this top one in time. And Save and DM, they're on the move towards mid. They were smoked. It just get dispelled.
Radiant's middle tower
And
is under
unlikely
attack.
to be able to make that jump happen now. As both FN and Supreme keep themselves very safe. Supreme, of course, with a haste rune bottled up too, so not an easy target to find. You know, obviously, other than those 2 deaths, just 5 kills on the DPs. Picking his game back up. You can see on the net worth, he's there at the top spot, Supreme. So much better time this game than he had in game 1.
Haste is the dream too. This is like the perfect rune for him. He can get to any of the side lanes really quickly. He can also go to help his 2 supports that are looking to set up for something in the jungle. They're spotting FN.
See if can make the lead in. He's got 6. Quick jump forward with the step. The Remnant won't grab him though. Hits onto a creep instead. FN trying to escape and time's been bought for Vp.Kid to come in. Jumps forward with the Remnant. They'll turn over towards Supreme. The false promise keeping FN safe as now Supreme. He's in trouble. The Siphons, they are healing him. In fact, he's not in trouble at all. Saberlight's in with the Aphotic Shield. Supreme will survive. DM goes in with the Burrow Strike onto Sineko. They'll take down the Visit. They'll lose their Ember in return. Epicenter is attempted by DM. Micro from Sineko with that Familiar holds him back with the stun. DM won't be able to close the gap. Do lose the birds. But definitely, you know, NIP, they are able to kill off the Ember and make sure they don't lose too many heroes themselves, getting Supreme out of there safely.
Definitely like their aggressive moves that they're making this time around, and they're giving a lot of space for Charlie to just farm up the items that he deems to be the best ones this game. Very good hood game if he wants to even... Actually, I don't know if he'll need to. I don't think he should go for the whole pipe yet. But if he does want to later on, maybe he can. But yeah, so much magic damage on Vp.P. That's going to be good to protect him. And if he wants to, the profit.
Yeah, it looks like Saberlight's going to get the pipe.
He's going to do it. Okay.
Yeah, he's got all his hood and dusted, so will suit him a little better and allow Charlie to go for something a bit more down the carry lines. That's bot lane, Epicid. He's going to have a bit of a poke on him, but save is there. They'll actually go with the silence. There's a borrowed time up on Saberlight. They'll pop it, and they'll get out with that. Head back over to the creeps, keeping the efficiency high, Epicid. And his itemization, the phased into and being that playmaking Ember. Finding a lot of space for FN to freely farm the camps as he wishes with the Eye of the Storm, get his core items online, going for the drums into BKB.
Such a good Vessel game. Bristleback, Abaddon, as well as that Death Prop. That should be really nice if Epileptic is able to get that one set up. Like you said, DM going for Blink, so they can have some other form of initiation and catch up. But right now, NIP, like we mentioned earlier, they do have a strong draft if they're able to group up and play around it with their sustain. Right now, everyone's not here yet, though.
They know that there's no borrowed time. They're able to poke it out earlier by NIP still on tower, so they move in, kill him off before it's online again. See if they can chase for more. Drums are popped. FN's in, closing the gap onto Supreme, who's tried to stick around. He does have backup on its way, but are they going to be able to do anything to save him? It doesn't look like it at all. As Supreme will fall. The rest of NIP, they've just got to get out of it. Sineko will be able to run. They won't chase on for this Vp.P, so the rest of Ninjas in Pyjamas will live for now.
Interesting, too. And, like, they pressed forward like they wanted to pressure the tower, right? And Charlie ran all the way to while he had a TP, and now as soon as he gets to top, he actually TP's bottom.
Era's going to try and jump in on this. He's held in place by the chain, saves there with the wraparound. Era's going to be silenced or not. Dissimulate will dodge it, but FN slows him down with the Q, another step away with the Astral. He's trying to escape, but now the Soul Bunny links the other two of them. They've lost more heroes as Saberlight. He's got borrowed time. He will live. But that whole sort of scenario spiraling out of control from NIP, just sort of going off that awkward timing that they pushed with. Yes, they had the Exorcist. Saberlight, he didn't have borrowed time. He's without it for 20 seconds. He instantly gets focus taken out. Now behind the tower, Charlie's in trouble as well. The five of them surrounding the Bristol. TP's coming in. They'll rev it up. Have they got the damage to bring him down? He is tanking with the Aphotic Shield. He's still alive. Finally falls. The nuke him out with the Purifying Flames. Controls there for Snake onto FN, but the save's there from Ina. He has the false promise. FN going for the TP. Got any further cancel? They do not. Razor will live. Ina will throw himself back towards them, giving his life to allow the rest of Vp.P to get out back to safety as they take down Charlie and only lose the Oracle.
That was Vp.P just like sheer numbers, just taking the advantage over NIP. And NIP kind of trickled one by one, right? From the start where it was just Saberlight as well as Supreme in the front. Charlie, like I said, he was running top and he had his TP. He TP'd so late down bottom to join the rest of his buddies. And by that point, he was alone. They're able to isolate him on the tower. I think Ina, every time I've seen him actually with this Oracle, he always is able to get the false promise into a healing salve on people too, as we saw there. He also has a shovel, which is like the best item on an Oracle. And yeah, they're playing really good as a unit. Again, now bottom, DM.
If they can take down the Sand King here, Aina hasn't got a false promise available to help him out, as DM will fall. They'll be able to nuke down the SK now, could try and chase maybe for more. Snako, does you want to check it out with Burst? He won't. They won't dive past the tier 1, but just look to bring the creep wave round and try and finish off this objective, as Supreme has got Ghosts ready to go once more. So just scouting out behind the tower, seeing if he can find any of these supports. They've got the wraparound on Aina. Aina seems to be in a fair bit of trouble as he's been silenced. He's able to purge it off. Is there any sort of help coming from him? It looks like his team may just let him fall. In fact, the heals are up.
Radiant's middle tower.
Able to walk away from the rip free of them. Supreme was trying to stay on top of him, but Sneko wasn't using the familiars to stay in, and Saberlight and Era weren't interested in diving. Now Vp.P can come back with a response. The ghosts are out, but Vp.P, they've now responded with a strong defense, and not much damage at all is going to be done with this exorcism. NIP's got to walk this one away.
Vp.P with a good response, defending those towers, setting up well. NIP, I feel like when they have that exorcism pop, they really need to press the issue pretty hard, but it's scary when it's just the level 1 exorcism still. Like, Supreme is still only level 11. It's not as strong as it can be. And yeah, they're still scared of all that burst damage. They don't have those, I mean, they have the shield, which is a pretty good save for the death prop, but it's nothing like an Oracle.
No, so yeah, the sort of saves that Aina could come in have been massive. And now FN, he's got his Sand, she's going for the S and Y, just the full stats, tank it up build. And he's hitting some excellent timings. You see on the net worth, he's starting to make quite a lead for himself in that top spot as the Razor.
Radiant's bottom
finishing off that
play. You know, you talk about the stat build, it's just straight mobility too, right? He's got the drums, he's gonna have S&Y, and he's got the brooch, so he's going to be able to stick on targets pretty easily. And as we mentioned, limited disable on the side of NIP, so this Razor running at pretty fast movements, just cutting into the backlines, will definitely be a problem.
And they do not have their pipe complete on Saberlight, so
okay,
that extra way is to protect themselves from the initiation of these sort of heavily magical damage-oriented heroes such as DM, who's now got the blink, so we'll be able to find those jumps in the fights. And Jules finally from Supreme, so he himself also having a mechanism to save himself in these fights. That's this one.
Still not keeping up in farm though. FN, he's just popping his Eye of the Storm off cooldown every time and hitting Ancients, even a stacked one this time. You see, he's almost 15.
Yeah.
Death Prophet just has hit 12 recently on Supreme, so he's really keeping himself ahead of the game, ahead of that curve.
Yeah, he's having a pretty incredible time here, FN. So yeah, 15 is it. He's got that extra damage now available with the increased amount stolen with the static link.
Yep, Epileptic does have the Spirit Vessel now finished. He's going to be doubling back for a Maelstrom, and they want to already get some charges.
They're going to try and go on Charlie. Jump in with the epicenter to get in front of him. Is there any sort of help in time? They're trying to head over to save this Bristleback. He's falling low. Charlie still lives, finally falls. They've lost the Bristle. Lead forward from Supreme, but there's the save on a DM. False promise from Aina allows him to turn, get the Burrow Strike off. This Death Prophet is in so much trouble. Supreme, or is he? The Siphon, the Sleight of Fist, they'll be able to keep him alive. This Ember won't get out. As Ember will fall, they turn up towards FN. They couldn't kill the DP in time. Supreme was able to keep himself alive with the Siphons. FN has got to run. They're down to just the 3 of them. Supreme's trying to chase. He'll have the Yule back up in a second. If he can close the gap and find a further setup. But FN and Save will manage to retreat back up to the high ground. And yeah, they're keeping their DP alive. And Vp.P, sure, they managed to burst down Charlie at the start, but it really did take everything they had to take him out. And NIP were close enough to turn the fight around.
Absolutely. That was like exactly. They had to just spend way too many resources to actually bring him down. And yeah, the saves, the pipe coming into play there for sure, protecting Supreme just that little bit extra in order to get an extra shield and an extra heal off. And then they can turn that fight. With that exorcism, they're still quite strong, but without it now, Vp.P wants to make a play.
They do. Quickly eliminating Suneko. They'll turn over towards Zera. Jumps with the dissimulate into the trees. Epic, it's not got any more remnants, so won't be able to dive on. can bring this mid lane in, start to push the tier 1 tower of NIP.
They're really starting to recognize and just identify the damage on NIP is pretty negligible. Without Exorcism, it's so hard for them to fight, and they can take advantage of that with this timing right now.
The grab onto Saberlight. See if they can poke out maybe the bar time, but there's the pipe popped. He's got the barrier protecting him. Fortification used as well. NIP will be able to push Vp.P off the tower. Keeping it alive. Now Charlie trying to keep a lockdown onto DM, but DM will be able to step away. Error being focused by Epikid. He's able to juke out the Burrow Strike with that Dissimulate. Epikid turns towards Saberlight. They'll pop the borrowed time. Looking over towards Snako. He's protected by the Aphotic Shield for now. He's the clumsy net out. DM again saved just in time by Ana with that false promise, allowing him to turn with the Burrow Strike and this Epicenter to kill off Snako. Saberlight is still running forward. He has to be a little careful now without the borrowed time available. Chains onto Error. No, it didn't quite grab him. Error does manage to jump once more. He'll live, but NIP, they have lost 2. Supreme and Charlie have got to be careful. Ghosts are available for Supreme. Charlie still staying on the front lines. He's going to be the focus. There'll be a buyback from Saberlight. Charlie getting melted pretty low. The save comes in from Saberlight, healing him back up with the Mist Coil and the Aphotic Shield.
What a disengage. That's it. Instantly as the Exorcism gets popped, everyone just full split, Delta split. Everybody goes to a different lane for the side of Vp.P to push them out. Perfect reaction to that coming out there. And the way that they actually played around the fight was pretty neat. Like Epileptic Kid is distracting the 2 supports on the back line while another fight's happening up near the 2 cores of Vp.P on the other side of the river. And yeah, just playing around that Exorcism cooldown. I think they've completely identified now that the damage on NIP is just, there's just no damage without Exorcism.
Now, we'll see what they do now again with that 100 seconds where it's not online. How Vp.P is going to choose to play into it. Top Charlie. Just trying to get Epikid out of this area, but Epikid obviously not too much to worry about with that Remnant. Prepared defensively, he's closing in on the Maelstrom on top of the Spirit Vessel. Now seeing the net worth lead start to grow for Vp.P. 3k ahead, 20 to 13.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
Now they're starting to actually be able to pressure the tower. Like we said, no Exorcism. This is their go time. They're always going to be looking for something. Era. It's another. He's going to try for it, but gets off anyway from the slight.
Decided this fate. My blades realized it.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
And what items do we have coming in for the rest of them? DM looking for that Lotus Orb again, just to have further ways of committing himself into the front of the fight without being worried too much about the instant focus from NIP's cause. Round towards mid NIP. See if they can get any sort of catch. It's very hard for them. Pretty much just the Yules into the silence is all they have on these heroes. And again, Vp.P
still fighting.
Backing off. Bottom tower is under
and still fighting. It's like 20 seconds till Exorcism. You know that Prodigy, they have that timer. So right now they're like, okay, back up. Like Exorcism going to be coming up. This a move I like. This kind of forces the hand of Vp.P. They now have to fight into Exorcism if NIP does pop it. There's quite a lot of spam that can come in though, and there's a epicenter burrow around a pit, which can be a bit scary.
And already NIP, they know this is risky. They need to ideally pop the Exorcism, find a kill, and then be able to move into the pit with the rest of the ult. See if that happens though. DM setting up in the trees, smokes dispelled. He's got to throw the dust out. DM's got to break away. They're looking to try and take down Ina. Make sure the Oracle's not available for the fight, and they'll do so. It's a clean kill as there's no Oracle. Turning over to ward save. DM comes in with the Burrow Strike and the Blink Off to protect save from the chase of Familiars. Epikid does his best to just cut the wave mid, stop them from being able to push on with it. But of course, NIP, they're more than happy with just looking for Roche. They'll head in, see if they want to full commit with the Exorcism. They're just going to do it without, by the looks of it, with the
they killed it so fast.
Yeah, they take this big boy down. As now with the edge.
Exorcism for the fight. I love it.
Now the objectives are happy.
Is under attack.
Remnants out. But now really is NIP's time to push. Once again, they've got everything that they need. Aegis as well, of course, on Supreme.
FN is pretty far up here. Ina does port down to try to help him.
Has got the false promise if FN is too pressured. And NIP see already just breaking away from him, and they move towards the Oracle. Anytime they see Ina, they know that with him alive, he's always going to be able to protect his spot to try and get on top of him if they want to get the kills.
good window for NIP now to see how they want to actually take the fights and what they want to progress with this Aegis. I believe Vp.P will mostly just push out the lanes before looking to try to take a fight. If they do take a fight, they're probably going to look to just get a pick off first. DM being chased here.
See what they can do, Remnant. Won't find him. Stun as well. Won't quite be there. They do, however, have the creeps pushing in on mid, so we'll surely want to try for something more. Still, though, because of this sort of group up and go, the level difference just increases. Supreme level 15, whereas FN is just about to touch level 19 on his Razor. But they managed to get themselves on top of DM. DM, he has been silenced. They'll force him to the side, and a buffer strike will get him out of there. The Familiar's turning their attention over towards save. Charlie trying to dive, but it's into a tier 3. They've got to be a bit careful. Soulbind linking the two of them. Borrowed time is out. Supreme, he wants to commit for this fight. Popping the Exorcism. DM comes in with the Epi, though, onto the two of them. Saberlight's got to be careful. Another shield will protect them. They turn the nuke down Epi Kid. As the Ember, he dies in the midst of it all. Over-committing and no save available for him. As there's no Ember. NIP are free to at least for two. See if they want to try and poke for more with the rest of this. FM being siphoned. He's very beefy though, also having the Hyperstone, so he has that extra potential to kick back. NIP, they're still trying to just stay on this high ground, do as much damage as they can to this tier 3 with the remainder of this ult. And they will be able to do about half HP of it. So tier 2 and a half a tower taken on the high ground. NIP definitely able to make a move with that Aegis, and of course still being able to protect it. So we'll see if they can do sort of another round of it when the ghosts are up once more.
Yeah, I like the way they surrounded the tower. You know, it was like a Grimstroke. You kind of have to pierce through the back lines. They're just going to keep spamming and pushed out. Charlie just dives forward to force a reaction out of Prodigy, and they do get that reaction. Exorcism is going to be on cooldown now for about 80 seconds, but like you said, some decent structural damage, and now they can pick up some nice items for themselves, in particular that BKB on the Death Prophet.
And just Epic in that fight, just dying far too quickly. Obviously with his build, this vessel into the death, so it does hurt, but he is fully reliant on his supports and teammates being able to cover him. And when he dies that quickly in the front of it, surrounded by the 5 heroes, there's not really anything his teammates can do to help him.
Yeah, no Oracle ult available either. Had already used it on DM. They're going to have a Lotus Orb on DM next, so they'll have at least a little bit more protection or ways to remove, in particular, like silences. But yeah, he really has to be careful of, I guess, I think the Eighth Remnant was the one that clipped him in the last one that actually pulled him and got him killed. So he just needs to be a little wary, because there's not that crazy amount of disables that he does have to worry about still.
And again, any window where they know there's no Exorcism, they do not feel scared about coming over onto NIP's half of the map.
Scanning.
And farming what they can. AC complete on FN. So that next fight, as long as Epikid doesn't die at the beginning, the AC aura plus him coming in with the Desolator hits, some of these heroes on NIP are going to take huge amounts of physical burst.
Not really many with the most armor that I'm seeing either now. 6 armor Death Prophet, 6 on Vadin, 3 and then 5 and change with your Gravekeepers and whatnot. Yeah, they're very low armor.
Yeah, it's only really the Bristle that's got anything against that sort of fight.
Still trying to waste time, it seems like. Prodigy, as we mentioned, not trying to take those head-on fights until that Aegis in particular is gone. About a minute left on that one. Exorcism is at the ready. If NIP tries to force the issue, as their lanes are in a pretty good spot. Saberlight's pushing in bottom, but the other two are quite nice.
And I found out this with the DP Supreme going for the Blink build after his Yule's BKB, rather than opting to maybe buy himself some more armor and focusing on just, I guess, getting to the back lines, getting that silence onto heroes such as the Oracle.
Like you see the DP blink with an Oracle on your team, right? Because you can blink the whole time during the ulti.
Yourself, right? Yeah.
He's got the shield, I guess. That's one thing that can. And yeah, I mean, maybe just a straight positional thing. If you can get a clutch silence off on some of these heroes, it is just so impactful. A blink and a silence in the back onto this Oracle. Oracle has no way to play around that. You have to like pre-cast your Fortune's End on yourself or something, right? To like dispel the silence instantly if Supreme does catch it. So if he's able to get that silence, he can stop the save completely. But he's still a ways away from me. He still could change if he even goes for that item, but we'll see.
They could, yeah. We could certainly see
Radiant's courier
other
has
thing
been
being
killed.
explored. The push to
But
come in
pressing
again.
the
That
issue forward.
is the Aegis gone, though.
Mm-hmm.
So they will
Radiant's
not
top
have that to
tower
rely
is
on.
under
NIP, tier
Dire's
2,
bottom
it's
tower
taken without
has
any
fallen.
issues. Epileptic Kid just
Radiant's courier
taking the
has been
towers up
killed.
top, continuing to go full in on the
Radiant's
physical.
middle
Chrysalis
tower
is
is under
nearly
attack.
done, so he really will hit hard.
Radiant's
As long as he
top
doesn't
tower
overcommit
has
and get
fallen.
caught by NIP. As this high ground push is coming in, they are going to have to respond soon, Vp.Prodigy, if they want to put a stop to this. There's the route onto Sableye, jump forward from DM with the burst trap, but he doesn't get the heroes, only the birds. FN have the static link onto Charlie, but Charlie will be able to break it. The Ghost now out for the Supreme, popping that ult and using the spider legs to get into an optimal position, going onto the high ground to try and get to those backlines. Silence is available, gets it onto both DM and FN. The borrowed time is popped. DM getting nuke glow, Soul Assumption will finish him off. They've killed off the Sand King. He'll buy back. That buyback seeming to be enough for NIP to think twice about pushing on for these racks. They'll lose the Visage as these hard hits from Epic Kid. They do come in. You got to watch out for those sleight of fists. If he gets the crit, but Supreme runs in again, finding the supports, taking out Ina. FN slowing down Charlie with the plasma field. DM going in with the epicenter with that Vessel 2 on Charlie. He's falling down low. He's trying to run, but the Ink Swell will catch him. Zera, he won't be able to make it out either. Another kill from Epic Kid. Getting these hits with the sleight of fist. These crits, they hurt. As they will hold Vp.P. They may have lost the tower, but they keep racks alive and they kill off 4 members of NIP. Again, the push with the exorcism, it does a little, but it's not finishing off the objectives. They're not managing to take down these racks. And as this kind of slows down, and if Epic Kid's able to get an item on top of this Chrysalis, say he does want to get like a BKB for himself, this Ember and Razor's just going to tear through NIP's attempts at a push.
Yeah, it was what? I'm checking it right now. It was 6 Light of Fists in the last one. He did 6,000 damage. Razor did 6,000. And then it was 8 Stroke of Fates, which actually also came out from the Grimstroke, which was quite a bit. But yeah, they're really starting to punch through. And there's not a lot of armor, as we're mentioning. And he committed for the Blink Dagger on Supreme. So
I mean, it did save him there.
Armor.
It did save him there. He was able to blink away from the Ember. But yeah, we're interested to see, because he's got to make some incredible plays with this. Otherwise, it kind of feels like 2k down the drain. You know, you're not tanking yourself up. If they get on top of you, you're not likely to get the opportunity to blink out. And the shield, as you say, it's something, but there's so much damage coming out from Vp.P. You just get caught by a straight sleight of fist, and suddenly that shield just gets taken apart on a hit.
Yeah, there's some too, though. I'm sure they did a little bit ago too. They've got the Vlads now at Saberlight. They've got the AC queued up and the Shiva's queued up. But for the next few moments, it might be painful with this minus armor. Blink Silence.
That's the lead in.
Is under attack.
Don't have quite enough follow up after. You know, we're seeing the potential there. Does managing to sort of punish the push. Well, as this happens, the wraparound's been made by Vp.P. They come in on the back lines. Supreme is going to pop the Ghost very ambitiously here. There's 5 heroes around. As FN, Supreme is panicking. He tries, oh, no. He tries to TP. He dies to the physical. Problem, right? He pops BKB. That's not going to protect you against this Razor and the Ember. They just kill you off very easily. That is Exorcism and a BKB charge down the drain for the Death Prophet.
They just have like I said, they have like no armor, and they didn't they're starting to address it, but it's already too much. It's already a big problem. He hits level 20 on Ember 2 and a Daedalus, so even more physical as they're gonna find Era.
Thus ends the rune of regeneration.
See if they can find Saberlight too.
Radiant's middle
Trying to
tower
run.
is under attack.
He just doesn't have the heroes alive to help him out. Charlie's gonna come and he finishes the TP. Whilst most of his team are dead, he is tanky. He'll self-float as there'll be a buyback from Aaron in an attempt to help him. But even him, he's getting torn apart by these right clicks. He's dead as well. It's a 9k lead, and things are starting to crumble big time for NIP. And maybe questions can be asked around the Blink Dagger pickup on the TP. They just don't have armor. These heroes are dying far too quickly right now. As Epic getting away with this Deso Daedalus build because of the lack of lockdown. It's just destroying them. And FN, his game just continues to get better and better. He's pretty much got a full Skadi done, and he's level 23.
Oh boy. Yeah, that's a pretty good. Skadi also very good item, right? Versus Death Prophet, even better.
Radiant's top tower
than it was in the past. And yeah, everything really seems to just have fallen together perfectly for Vp.P in the last few moments. And NIP, who had this everything together for them, it seems like they have just hit a bit of that wall of Vp.P. And VP, like, their itemization is just, it's beautiful. They've recognized it. They're like, there's no armor, right? That was their whole plan, because even with the medallion on the Sand King 2 going into Solar Crest, they're all just pumping up their armor and their negation of the armor versus NIP's draft.
I mean, playing sort of from this much behind for NIP's lineup, it's so hard, because at this stage of the game, it's like, well who is their scaling carry, right? You have a position 1 Bristle that, for the most part, you know, Charlie, he's had to build pretty darn defensively. Lotus, Vanguard, Hood, a plate mail, they just don't do the damage. Meanwhile, you have Epikid sliding in and hitting like 1,200 damage crits on the slide. It's like, well, what is your answer to this? What do you have at this stage of the game against VP.P's cause?
Pretty much. I think their whole the whole plan around it really is they have to be a bundled 5-man unit and just get the push successful. But they have to play perfectly around the fight being pretty fast too, because they only have that duration of exorcism where they're actually powerful.
Supreme's going for it.
They're gonna try.
I mean, it's just the 2 of them. TPs are coming in. He'll put the BKB Supreme. I mean, he's got to run away from this. He's gonna go for the TP out, and he will make it away. That's, he's sort of dancing on death's doorstep there. He will survive. Rax, of course, also more than fine. Vp.P able to push them off in time.
Now there's no exorcism. Yeah, 2 minutes. Prodigy can kind of just push the lanes and look to take a fight immediately now.
And it feels like sort of NIP are trying to grasp at straws now, trying to make something work out of nothing. And it's that's sort of the best attempts they have right now, sort of split them up, try and sneak in an exorcism push onto the racks, whilst hopefully for them, PP don't realize, but of course VP.P, they're not going to miss that. And now they're ready to run at you. They know there's nothing to be scared of. Saberlight, he's in trouble. Shield's already been used. They'll have the borrowed sun coming out in a second. But they'll be out to chase. We'll see how aggressive they want to play. Epikid just moving up to the high ground. He's got nothing to fear right now. The Sleight of Fist just destroys the Abaddon as Saberlight is gone. Creep waves. Charlie has managed to keep the top wave pushed all the way out. The mid lane is pushing in, though, against NIP. So VP.P should be able to sweep over, start to bring this one up towards the high ground of NIP.
And they took the gem. I believe Saberlight had just picked up a few moments before that. They chased him super far into the base for that one. 30 seconds, no Abaddon, no real front line now, it seems. Charlie's going to try to be that front line, but as we've seen in this game so far, they can turn on him pretty quickly.
And he's trying to get a reaction out of FN. FN will now turn with the static link. DM. 2-man Borrow Strike forcing out the BKB from Supreme. Supreme trying to turn with the Siphons, but he's got to be careful. This BKB duration is pretty low right now. And FN just turns, hitting back hard with the Skadi. There's no BKB left on the Death Prophet. He's out of the game for 70. Supreme, no buyback. Jump in with the Borrow Strike onto Era. Era torn apart too. 2 dead. They'll move in for more. Diving here, pass towards the tier 3s. It's getting to be all out for NIP as VP.P. Their itemization, it just worked out perfectly this game. They knew exactly what had to be done. They abused the lack of armor, P's heroes, and NIP, they had the momentum at the start, but there was always that worry. If they didn't manage to close the game, get the high ground objectives before, say, 25 minutes or